I'd like to call this meeting to order. Let's all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let's remain standing for our prayer. Reverend Cooper.
Let us look to the Lord. We thank you, Heavenly Father. We glorify you and we magnify you and we exalt you this evening. We thank you above all for your Son, our Lord and our Savior, Jesus Christ. You said in your word, if my people are called by my name, would humble themselves and pray, you will heal our land. We pray, Heavenly Father, that you let not our will be done, but your will be done, so we can be the city and the council and the mayor that you would have us to be. And we will be so very careful to give you all the praise, all the honor, and all the glory. For it is in Jesus' name we pray and give all thanks. Amen and thank God.
Amen. Thank you. All right, roll call, please.
Mayor Wimberly.
Here.
Councilwoman Watley. Present. Councilwoman Washington. Present. Councilman Shaw.
Here.
Councilwoman Howard. Here. Councilman Williams. And Councilman Chisholm.
Here.
We have 7 tonight, and we do have a quorum.
All right. Before we, actually approval of the agenda with the items. So, can I get a motion with the additional item?
Chair, with the items.
It's been moved and supported. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Ayes have it, motion carries. All right, before we get into presentations and discussions, I just have to, all these beautiful people, hello, everyone. How you guys doing this evening? To all our dignitaries, please, if you please, could you just stand for me and wave? I see a lot of guys. Let's see, come on, Jonathan Kinlock. Come on, over. Hey, guys. Give us your names, please. Just write around, please, please. Please. Go ahead. Glenn, please. Glenn, name, please.
Glenn Anderson, Wayne County Commissioner.
Aesthetics, like Dearborn Heights City Council member.
Ryan Stangleton, Wayne County Community College Station.
Assistant Chancellor. There you go.
Trustee Edward Riddle, Wayne County Community College District.
Virginia Williams, Round City Council.
Jonathan Kinlock, Southeast Michigan Liaison, Office of the Governor.
And he is also our honorable chair for the 13th Congressional District, which I am excited to be a member of. And we're looking forward to building our base here in the city of Inkster. We already have a strong body as it relates to being a part of the 13th, but we want more people and we encourage more people to be a part. Jonathan, if you could just come really quickly and just tell us how we can become a part of the 13th and when's the next meeting, and all are welcome. We just had a fantastic meeting, the first of the year, over in Rumlis, hosted by our distinguished councilwoman out of Rumlis, Virginia Williams, and it was awesome. So go ahead. And it was in the winter. It was in the snow. It was in the water storm.
Oh, absolutely.
It was the rainstorm.
Torrential rain.
Yeah.
So I want to bring greetings to the honorable members of this city council, to the mayor, the city clerk, and the other officers of this great city. As chair of the congressional district, I'm honored and very excited about the participation that we have continued to have out of Inkster in the 13th Congressional District, as well as the Michigan Democratic Party. We meet every third Saturday at UAW Local 600, and any other different locations we've posted, and as well as sending information out. So you can be involved with the Democratic Party, specifically the 13th Congressional District, by going to michigandems.com and joining the Michigan Democratic Party. 2020 is an important election year, but it's also an important year for all of us to make sure that we're counted in the upcoming census. So we got a lot of work to do. Inkster is an important part of that conversation. And I want to thank you, Mr. Mayor, being a member of our executive board, as well as we have Councilwoman Washington, Councilman Chisholm, as well as Councilwoman Watley, who who are members of our executive board and very supportive. So love you, Inkster, and I'm looking forward to continuing to work with you both in the district and now in my new role with the governor's office. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jonathan. All right, this next part gives me I'm just humbled. Mr. Garrett, can you join me in the center there, please? And if I can have, do we have a microphone there? All right. Mr. Garrett. Well, let me say this, Mr. Garrett. First of all, you are one of the many reasons that I choose to serve. You have been, when I say a staple in the community, as it relates to just the epitome of service and everything that you do. I just want to tell you that I am honored to be able to present you today with this plaque from the city of Inkster. It just says briefly, thank you for your many years of service and dedication to the city of Inkster. And we know that it's because of you that we continue to grow.
Thank you.
Wow. I've been to a lot of meetings, and this one really makes you feel great on the inside. But when I first decided that I wanted to do something in the city of Inkster, we had a mayor that I had known for quite a while. And so one night we were at a party, and I said, hey, there's something I'd like to do for the city of Inkster. And I understand that you guys are always looking for at least one or two engineers you can put on the planning commission. And that would kind of give you guys a big boost. So Terrell Lassane said, let me see what I can do. And about 2 weeks later, he says, you're going to be a member of the Planning and Economic Development Commission. And
How many years ago was that?
well, I guess when Terrell was president, when Terrell was the mayor, 30 years ago?
30? Wow.
Is that about right?
30.
When Terrell is saying? It's not that many? It's more than that?
It's more than that.
Well, I have really seen the city of Inkster grow. And I've seen some neighborhoods that we actually had to go into and really straighten out some of the people that were living there insofar as their housing. And a lot of the planning that was done by some really, really smart people. And back in those days, not only were we on the part of the planning commission, but you just didn't jump on the planning commission and start doing stuff. They actually sent us to a school, and we learned a heck of a lot of things. And we met a lot of nice people. We got a chance to tour some of the towns and cities around the upper part of Michigan. And we also did some things out of state, but that was back in the day when you're talking about having fun. Boy, we had a lot of fun. We learned a lot of things. And I just want to thank the city council for presenting me with this plaque. And now I got to go home. My wife has dementia, and I have a full-time caregiver, and that makes a big difference, especially when the caregiver has gone through something like this already. So I'd like to thank everybody for being here, and may God bless. Good evening.
Wow, that is exciting. That is definitely pure motivation and inspiration. Definitely, I don't know if I want to serve that long, but I definitely want to be a student in my service. And he's definitely a great example of that. He served with integrity, and I would just ask that we just continue to keep him in our prayers. All righty, let's see here. would you want to do the WC3D, or, I know we have some dignitaries here that probably, good, okay. Would you guys, you want to start, Lisa? I know you have something for us. Come on up. What hat you got on tonight?
Good evening.
All right.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor, Council, and Clerk, and all of the residents of Inkster. Tonight's hat, I will switch it, is I am the Community Liaison for State Senator Betty Jean Alexander's office. And Jonathan Kenlock, you mentioned the census. So we do want to share that message as well, the importance of the census 2020. We want to remind people that that is coming, and the first initial wave will be the mail out of the postcards. So everyone will be getting the postcard with a code, and it's very important that you do not throw those postcards away. Get that code, and you're going to use it to access online your questionnaire, which is 9 questions. It takes about 10 minutes to complete. So make sure when you get that postcard, again, don't throw it away. You're going to need that for your code. So it's important that you note that. Again, that the questionnaire that you get is so important to the census. It's not just money and funding for your community, which is $1,800 per person, but it's also representation, how we get our districts drawn. Very important. The other thing we want to talk about with the census right now is they are hiring, and they're hiring part-time, and this is $20 per hour. So if you know somebody who's looking to get hired, they are looking. So you can go to 2020census.gov. Make sure you apply for census positions. Again, 2020census.gov. Now, greetings on behalf of State Senator Betty Jean Alexander. Our office wants to extend our availability and stress the importance of constituent services to all of the residents of the 5th Senate District. We're really excited about this. Coming soon, you're going to see pop-up service centers. This is pretty exciting news because not everybody can get to Lansing, right? So we are going to have pop-up service centers that are going to come to your district, to your libraries, in your community. So stay tuned and watch for those announcements through social media outlets. So the other opportunity is make sure you call our office if you have any questions, any needs. If you don't know who to call us at 517-373-0994. Again, that number is 517-373-0994. Thank you so much, and we hope everyone has a great evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, before we get going, Commissioner, Mr. Garrett, did you? Yeah. Somebody blocked him in? Who is it? You got that? Speaking to the mic, sir. And what color car, what kind of car?
DMK 2933.
What kind of car is it? Tony, go out there with him and see what kind of car it is so we can get him going. Thank you. All right. Commissioner Anderson?
Thank you, Mayor, and Happy New Year to everyone.
Happy New Year.
I just thank you for the opportunity I just wanted to give everybody a little bit of an update. As most of you probably know, the Parks millage is allocated to a portion of the Parks millage is allocated to each commissioner to be able to disperse within his community. And I'm, again, continuing the same policy as before, that the formula is the amount that communities pay in, they get the same percentage of that back that they pay in. And I just wanted to let everyone know that I've allocated $5,391 from my discretionary portion of the Parks millage from the current fiscal year, that would be 19 and 20, to the city of Inkster for an eligible parks capital improvement project. It has to be a capital improvement, and my office, as of yesterday, we had not, or today actually, we had not received a request for the allocation of the previous year. Now, I may be incorrect, it may be in process somewhere, but I just wanted to let you know that there's another $5,125 there. So it could be combined into the same project. And there's not the ability to do a lot with $10,000, but it's a lot more than you can do with just 5 or just a little over 5. Also, the county currently, or the plans are continuing, that it should still be on target for this year for Middle Belt Road to have a reconstruction, a resurfacing from Michigan Avenue to Cherry Hill. So that would be a big improvement. It's a road that definitely needs the help. Down the road, we're looking at Inkster Road, getting some additional work done on Inkster Road. So I'm going to be advocating for that, continue advocating for that. So I look forward to working with all of you. If I can be of any help, please reach out to me, and I'd be happy to. Most of you I know personally already anyway, yes. And I've been fortunate to be able to represent this great city, a city with so much spirit. A lot of cities can't claim, or they may claim to have the spirit that Inkster does, but Inkster has the real spirit.
Oh, wow.
So I'll help any way I can. Thank you.
Very good.
Oh, yes.
Hold
yes,
on one second, Councilwoman Watley.
I just wanted him to mention his coffee hour.
Oh, great, thank you. The second Monday of every month, I have coffee hour, and ours, the one we have here is, of course, at the health center down the road, and on Hamlin, actually.
Yeah.
And I have one in Westland, one in Garden City, and then Inkster is the one that's the last on the schedule. But it runs from 12 to 1 o'clock at that time, so anybody can sleep in and still get there. Thank you. Thanks for mentioning that.
Also, just so we're clear, we haven't left any money on the table.
Oh, no, no.
Treasurer, if you can kind of speak to that as it relates to the money and why we haven't allocated what we're doing.
So, as the commissioner had indicated, we had received an allocation prior year. I think your fiscal year ends September 30th, Commissioner. So that money is directed towards the city's Parks and Recreation Department. We just have not specifically identified how we were going to spend that money. I think that's what the commissioner was alluding to.
Exactly.
So the administration will be deciding. We have a number of capital needs over there at the Parks and Rec Department. We're just working through to identify a project, and we should be using those funds by the end of this fiscal year.
Just to clarify that more on my part, a lot of cities don't get them in the exact year. They sometimes will have in mind even something that costs a little bit more that they want to dedicate 2 years of funds. And it's in no danger of losing that money, certainly at this stage. And I look forward to when we get that project, we're going to work hard to get it processed as quick as possible for you.
Thank you, Councilwoman Wiley, for bringing that out. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Treasurer. All righty. Any other dignitaries that would like to address this body? Councilwoman from Romulus, Virginia Williams, please approach.
Greetings.
Good evening.
To this honorable body and the residents. I would just like to say this is my 3rd visit to the Inkster Council meeting. And I just would like to say thank you to the residents of this wonderful city, because in our city, we can barely get 1 or 2 residents out. And every time I come, it's standing room only. And so I just want to give it to the residents of this city, their participation in the political process. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, we're getting a lot of compliments tonight. I wonder what's coming next. This is awesome. All right, then. So I am truly excited for this next presentation. We all talk about education in the city of Inkster, or the lack thereof. Let me say that education is alive and well in the city of Inkster, and that we're building on top of that. In the city of Inkster, we know that the Inkster Public School District has been displaced, and I'm a product of Inkster Public School District, class of '92. Vikings represent. At the same time, my career left off at the Inkster Public School District when the district was dissolved. So it really has, when I say near and dear to me, has shaped me into the individual that I am today. I love Inkster Public School District. However, in the city of Inkster, we do have education, and we do have choices in education. Historically, the city of Inkster has always had the Westland Public School District, and we have partners there in the Westland Public School District. I encourage you to look more into the Westland Public School District. Also, the Westwood Public School District that's actually doing an excellent job, and Westland is also. The Rumley School District, Ed Martell, the president of the board, he just left out. I don't know, did he leave? He's gone. But we truly have partners in charters that's located within our school district, AIA and Inkster Preparatory. So when we talk about education in the city of Inkster, we have choices. Now, Inkster Public Schools is a sore spot to me. And we will definitely, with whatever I can do, whatever in my power, I'm definitely going to be advocating to bring our school district back. In the meantime, in between time, I have with me tonight, have the honor to introduce tonight our trustee, Marla Edwards Wheeler, and our assistant chancellor. Am I saying that correctly? Yes. Brian Singleton, please, from WC3D. You guys come forward. Tell us what you're trying to do in Inkster. I'm excited.
Again, good evening to everyone. We appreciate you having us. To our mayor, thank you for your time. It is greatly appreciated. What we are trying to do is bring an off-site to Wayne County Community College District to Inkster. What we are trying to do is engage our community in higher learning with an off-site in Inkster for Wayne County Community College District. What we are trying to do is build together.
Marla, let's do this. Hand her that mic if you can, Ms. Jordan or Mr. Becky. Well, you have to speak for the folks at home.
Y'all hear me back there?
No. This is for the folks at home.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Or you're going to have to stand still and talking to the mic, one or the other. Yeah. Thank you. This is for the folks at home. Put it up to you. You can spin around or do whatever you want to do.
Oh, she can stay straight.
Now, you know you ain't shy to speak.
Right.
Now,
I
stop.
don't like touching the mic.
Okay. All right.
Oh, thank you.
Perfect.
You'll hold it. Thank you.
All right, perfect.
But again, what we're trying to do is bring an off-site to the city of Inkster to involve its citizens, young and old, any age, to come and enjoy higher education. We're not limited to the elderly or those young at heart. We're talking about taking the blanket off and welcoming everybody that is interested in higher education. We at Wayne County Community College District believe in fostering the care of families. And one way we know how to do that best is through education. Our chancellor has offered for the first cohort, that is 15 students, to pay for that from our school at no cost to those taking the classes. And we hope to have that to launch in a whole different direction, us moving. And again, I'll age myself. I'm all right with it. Back in the 70s, we had Milton Middle School. Milton Middle School had Wayne County Community College District housed in that school, that when you let out at 3:30, Wayne County Community College was there to catch you. That had education that when you finished and completed that, whether it's a certificate or a degree, that you walked right into an employment opportunity. And that's what we're still creating. We want to bring that here, not talking about we need to bring a district. We need to bring a satellite that offers opportunities for absolutely everybody to be able to generate the next level of whatever it is that they want to do. Being a Wayne County Community College District alumni, Wayne County Community College District gave me an opportunity to turn my life around in 2008. Then I went back to school and wound up with 3 associate's degrees, 2 certificates, and a bachelor's degree up under the umbrella of Wayne County Community College District. That again went on to get a master's degree and getting ready to partner with my husband on a PhD. That is what we do. So let us be the one that you partner with that brings that kind of hope, those kind of dreams into your household.
Yes, just wanted to reiterate just a couple of things. You mentioned where the college started was the college with no walls. We started in the community, and that's important to know. That's where we start and that's where we stay. We're flexible, we're fluid. We always have off-sites in the community because we know that transportation is always going to be a problem, or the fear of someone leaving or going too far. We had someone around to say, I have 2 teenagers at home, I have to hurry up and get home. Well, we want something that's close to home so you can at least take off the travel time. You may have to take a bus, maybe 2 buses to get there. Well, if we're in your community, we're close to home, so you're literally not leaving. And as the trustee mentioned, being able to get her bachelor's and move on. Well, we have partnerships with 4 years, so you can go to Wayne County Community College District for 2 years and then continue your education on site. We have partnerships with at our university center. So that's the kind of partnership we want to bring to this city to make sure that we are here in the city. You're in our district, but we want it to be closer to home. So if we're down the street, around the corner, you'll have mothers, fathers, cousins, uncles, sons, daughters participating in the educational experience and bettering their lives.
Absolutely.
And also, too, for seniors, classes are?
Free. 60 years and older, they're free to that. And it doesn't matter which campus you go to. It's not for any particular community. That's the Wayne County Community College District, what it does for its residents.
And we have 6 campuses. So we're not limited just here. We have campuses as far as Harper Woods. So that is, again, another gateway to offering your students in your home to say, if I can go back, you can go back. And 2, Wayne County Community College District permits you to come in if you are a person that does not hold a degree or does not have a high school diploma or GED. You can come to Wayne County Community College District. You can come.
So what's the requirements to enroll? Requirements to enroll?
We're an open door institution. You show up, we'll take care of the rest.
Oh,
yes.
So if I don't have an ID?
We'll work with you on whatever we need to do to make sure you do need an ID. We do, but you can do some things online. So having an ID, don't let that stop you.
Good.
Get here, we'll give you the rest of the way. If you come to our doors, I have that model in my office where I say, just get the student here. We'll take care of the rest. If you get here, we'll make sure you get what you need. Make sure you know where the resources are to assist. Get what you need to get started. So being an open door institution, we don't have a GPA requirement. You don't have to take tests. We have an assessment that lets you know just which classes you should take first, but you're not going to pass or fail a test to get in. We're an open door institution. So don't be afraid to come to the doors.
And that assessment test is setting you up for success, not for failure. Because we don't want you in a class that you cannot, that you're not able to handle, and then that actually discourages you from coming back. We want you to be in a class that you can handle, that it actually boosts your self-esteem and your self-worth that says, I can do this. We could do this. It's for us. That's what we're trying to do right here in our city.
So the cybersecurity class
Yes, sir.
that I want to take,
Yes, sir.
we won't necessarily have it here in Inkster, but you'll start me off with a computer class
We'll start
here
you
in
off with a
Inkster.
computer class.
And then I
Yes,
can
sir, we
get a
will.
win under my belt, and then I can possibly go downtown, or we can
You can go to Belleville, you can go
add
to Taylor.
another class
Absolutely.
to here.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That's a very popular program, and as Trustee mentioned earlier, we're going to start off with a class that'll help you no matter what direction you go in. Associates in General Studies, Associate of Arts, Associate of Science, or a certificate. You take these classes, it's a springboard into whatever else you want to do. And I do want to note that one thing I'm most proud of are the support services that go along with it. So if you have someone that's been out for 10 years, out of school for 10 years, 20 years, or someone who's straight out of high school, we have the support services there to help you. So don't think that you're in this by yourself, you're all alone. We definitely support our students.
And that's one of the things that our chancellor instituted in the last 4 weeks, is that we have a scholarship book that's about this thick, that we literally help you find the funds to continue to do what it is that you need to do to be successful. Because what we don't want you to do is have a financial burden that says, I don't want to go back.
So if you've been to college
Yes, sir.
and you have some credits under your belt from another college, would they transfer to?
Absolutely. So you can transfer your credit into the institution as long as from an accredited institution. So transferring credits in, that's what we do all day. That's no problem. Transfer your credits in. And then when you're done, if you want to continue on to a 4-year, even if it's not with a college that we have a partnership with, you can transfer all of those credits out to the 4-year and continue like with a 2+2 or 3+4.
Right, because
Okay.
I did a 3+1, and they took all of my credits, and I didn't lose a second of my time. And I went into Madonna, which was up under the umbrella of Wayne County Community College District as a partner, and I didn't lose anything. I wound up with a bachelor's degree 9 months later.
Excellent.
Yep, and under 4 years.
As it
I had a
relates
bachelor's.
to what we're proposing to start with, so
Yes,
it's
sir.
2 days a week,
2 days a week, Monday and
Monday and Tuesday.
Yes,
Because,
sir.
currently, the complex is actually closed to the public, but we do have staff that's actually there on
Yes, sir.
site. And we're looking to have 4 classes.
No more than 4 classes to start with. That'd
Okay.
be 2 in the morning and 2 in the evening.
So I want 20 classes to start. I can't
If
do
you
that?
want 20 classes
Okay.
to start with, sir, we'll go back to the.
Okay, no, I'm just talking. I'm just talking. So
Whatever it is you need.
four sounds good to start.
Yes,
So I guess the next steps is a memorandum of understanding
Absolutely.
that will be forwarded to our attorney.
yes.
As we're talking about even, also just the next part of it, is it, as you can see, as we can kind of forecast, is there any other costs that the city possibly would incur? I know that you will have staff there,
Yes, sir.
and the chancellor even alluded to possibly having a security person that's there on the site?
Yes, sir.
As well?
Yes,
Okay.
and in addition to that, in talking with the chancellor, he's also talked about if there's some things that are needed, tables, chairs, things like that, the Wayne County Community College just will bear that cost as well.
All right, I know it's some questions from the council. Let's start with the council. Any questions? Councilwoman,
I don't have any questions, I'm just
comment?
excited.
Good.
I'm just excited about what's coming here because I had to travel for school. So I can actually, anybody can walk or drive and it's less than 5-10 minutes away to get the education that they're looking for.
Absolutely.
So,
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Any other comments, questions? Sir?
Willard, are we going to move into, because a lot of times some people are not as astute in the classroom setting or as books.
Yes, sir.
Are we going to move into hands-on type of training, plumbing, masonry,
Absolutely.
building? Going to move into that type of future?
Yes, sir. What we also do besides just the degree programs, what we do is offer certificate programs. There was one that I put online this morning that already has 14,000 hits to it. That's just this morning on the CDL. 4 weeks in class during the day, 8 weeks in the evening. You have a CDL. That's a $70,000 job coming out of school.
Yeah, like mechanics,
Absolutely.
truck
we have that.
mechanics,
Yes, sir.
things like that, where people can they are brilliant with their hands.
Absolutely.
Chefs,
Carpentry, all of
Yes.
that. Yes, sir.
And I don't want-
Horticulture, we have a brand-new horticulture center going up in Taylor.
I'm just telling you, there's a
Yes,
lot
sir.
of wonderful things that's happening here in the city of Inkster. Operation Refuge, Councilman Shaw, actually has that component that they're developing right now on the corner of Henry and Carlisle. They're doing just that, as you talk about electrical, plumbing, so all the things of that nature. So we're gonna be doing some wraparound stuff. Also,
Absolutely.
EMU has reached out to us as well. So we're looking to create an Inkster University. I'm just looking for the right building to put it in.
Well, we have the right community. That's right. We got the right.
Oh, we got the right community.
We got the right.
Hey, we just said it.
We got the right community.
We said it. We got the spirit. That's
We
right.
got the right community.
That's
so
right.
Finding a building brick and mortar shouldn't be too hard.
There you are.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. Really
Pleasure.
appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you.
All righty.
Thank you.
So that'll be on our agenda for next council meeting. All right, let's move right along. Consent agenda?
so move, Mr. Chair.
It's been moved and supported. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Ayes have it, motion carries. Boards and commissions. Let's see here, what do I have here?
These are all the people who want to be nominated and or appointed.
Okay.
I need that back.
This is from, this came from you?
Those are all the people who sent in their
Oh, okay,
consideration.
okay, I get it, all right then. So we're gonna put a halt on planning commission, and we're gonna put a halt on housing commission. Housing commission is actually in a meeting tonight. They're putting a couple of dates together for them to be able to come before this body. Because when I started from the offset, I said that as it relates to housing, because of what was happening in the housing, even when I talk about it, I kind of get frustrated, but at the same time, we want to be able to allow our commissioners to come before us and give this body, along with the director from housing, the vision, also an update as it relates to what's been happening in housing. We've been getting calls from every level of government as it relates to what's happening in the city of in housing in the city of Inkster, but we've also been meeting with housing as it relates to what's happening in the city of Inkster. So tonight, I asked this body if they wanted to have the housing board come before us. They'll be coming before us with the current commissioners, along with the director. They're going to give us a couple of dates tomorrow, and then we'll come back and have a special meeting in that regard. During that special meeting, I would like to, at that time, because I want to make sure that I keep my word, and I gave you guys my word, that although the housing appointments are the mayor's appointments with council confirmation, I wanted you guys to weigh in. So we asked for resumes to be submitted of people that wanted to participate on the housing board, because service is definitely that. We want to make sure that people are serving at quality, standard, and service, and understanding the integrity that comes along with that. So I'm going to ask at that time, once we get those dates together, that then we'll bring the housing, those people together, and do just a brief interview, get to know you, and then we make a decision from there. Hearing that, housing, I won't be making any appointments tonight to the Housing Commission. Also, as it relates to the Planning Commission, I did ask the attorney to forward everyone, as it relates to council, how the Planning Commission should be comprised. I'm not saying that it's not comprised in the right way now. I'm not saying that at all. However, we have 2 vacancies that I have to fill, and they are the mayor's appointments. So we are taking, of course, recommendations for that, but I will be making those appointments at our next meeting, and then with council's confirmation. Any questions as it relates to that?
Mr. Mayor,
Sir.
with that in mind, I would like to make a reappointment.
All right, well, let's get started. Go ahead, Councilman Williams.
I'd like to make a reappointment of Kathleen Gibbs to the Beautification Committee.
All right. It's been moved and supported. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Ayes have it, motion carries. Anything else, Councilman Williams?
That's it, sir.
Councilman Shaw, you have any?
Yeah, I don't have no appointments, but I would like to know those commissions that are not functioning, because we have a lot of.
Speaking to the mic, sir, please. Thank you.
I would like to know, all the commissions that are not functioning. We have a lot of commissions on this booklet, but they are not actually active. So I don't know if the body wants to allow these committees to continue to find or solicit members to these committees, or are we just going to take them off the books?
I would say it depends on what committee it is, because I know some that we have to have. Or do you have some that you've identified?
Well, the Board of Ethics. The Board of Ethics, I don't think is functioning, or it doesn't have any members.
Okay.
And if so, let's begin to start putting members on that board.
I don't think we have civil service commission anymore.
Okay. Let's do this, Councilman, if you could, please, let's give us all a chance to go through all the boards and commissions. And then maybe if you would take the lead on this, just formulate an email and put the attorney in along with the city clerk. And then from there, we'll come back next meeting and we'll have a determination of what we can remove and what we need to do to move forward in that regard.
Because I know that the Civil Service Commission is by ordinance.
Right, and that's what we need to identify, and in that way, we need to move forward. Do you have any recommendations for that board tonight?
Myself.
Oh, good, yeah. Sure, well, I recommend you too. Okay, it's been moved and supported. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
It's the Civil Service Commission, Denard Shaw would like to serve in that capacity. Is that fine? I think everybody said okay, we're moving forward, all right.
For
No?
some reason, I don't think that board.
So let's do.
It's not active. Yeah.
And that's where, okay, so it just happened. So we know you're gonna be the only member by yourself right now. Let's do let's do this. Again, take the lead as it relates to the email. CC the city clerk along with the attorney and all of us. And then the next meeting, we should have some definitive answers on what boards and commissions should be functioning, and then move from there, if that's okay with you, sir. All right. Do you have anything else, sir?
No, sir.
Mayor Pro Tem, you have anything for me?
No,
Councilwoman Wiley, you have anything?
Yes, I have two questions.
Go ahead.
You said you wouldn't be making any appointments to the planning commission, and we only have two people who have put in for it, and there are two positions open. I was wondering if there was anything specific where that's concerned.
No, not necessarily. It's just my appointments, and I want to make sure that I engage the best talent to push forward as it relates to my vision and really moving the city forward.
Okay, and the second question is, at the bottom of the application, it states that the application should be accompanied by a resume or a brief bio. And some of them are not coming through with that.
Okay.
So are we going to dispense with that, or are we going to?
No, I think it's a policy. I think it's a policy that this body adopted, and I
Yes.
think you made it clear, and that was past practice, and we adopted that. So it should accompany that, just so we can again have people in service to serve, not only just to serve, but in quality of service and knowledge of service. So understand that anyone that I recommend to this body will be. I will have all those parameters before we engage.
So we'll get to see those.
Yes, ma'am.
That was it.
Yes. I'm sorry. Councilwoman Watley, were you finished?
That was it.
Yields,
Chair.
back to you, sir.
With the Police and Fire Board of Trustees, I know Councilman Watley is on there. We reappointed her to that board, but her date should be extended out from 2018. So does that need to be corrected?
Of course. We did reappoint you to there. It should be to 2023, correct? Okay.
And also,
So let me just make sure, and I'm glad you pointed that out. Whose responsibility is that to make sure this is updated each time?
Me.
Okay.
And when I'm sorry.
Did we,
I don't-
thought, didn't you ask for
Yeah.
a reappointment?
It was several council meetings ago.
Right.
Because there was, we had been asking about it.
Yeah, so I believe that council reappointed Councilwoman Watley some time ago. Her current term expires 12/20. Each of the two appointees, the council and the mayor, they expire every other year. So the mayoral appointee expired 12/19, and the current term for Ms. Watley expires 12/20. She was duly appointed back sometime, I think, last year.
And I thought we had talked about it, and I was like, fine, I'm good with that. I think she's doing a great job serving in that
So
capacity.
her term is still current. It's the mayoral
Okay.
term that expired 12/19.
Right, and I know Mr. Moner wants to be reappointed, and I'm waiting to talk with him, just so we're all on the same page.
So it should show in the.
It should,
We'll update that.
and we'll definitely update that, sir. I think the clerk's been doing a good job at actually doing that. I'm looking at it, look like we've been catching up on it. So if you guys see anything that we need to, please send it to her, forward it to her. That's part of our function as well. We can help her out. Okay? Councilman Chisholm?
Yeah, with regards to the planning commission, I know you said it's the mayor's appointment, you wait until the next.
I'm not saying that it's just per law.
Okay, per the city charter and the ordinance.
In the state of Michigan?
It's the mayoral's appointment.
Correct.
But I know we had 2 resignations and we also had 2 applicants. And I never got any feedback on the email that I had sent. So I was just wondering, are we still soliciting applicants or just to be clear?
What email did you send in regards to what?
When I spoke of Mr. Garrett receiving a tribute tonight or some type of letter of recognition for his time on there. And then also was speaking of the capacity that he served on the planning commission as the engineer. So, it was just it wasn't a directive. It was more of just a recommendation to the whole body. I sent it out to everybody. So I was just wondering. I saw the recognition piece appear on the agenda, but I didn't get any type of feedback to my part about the engineering or technical background with whomever it might be. So I was just trying to be clear that we're still soliciting applicants, even though we have 2 in the pipeline.
Yeah, duly noted. Yeah, it's the mayor's appointment.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'll be bringing those forward. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Do you have any appointments? No? All right. Councilwoman Washington? All right.
Are you doing
Did you-
anything with,
Let's,
you received something from,
okay, but we want to make sure that we're on the same page. So let's go to Parks and Rec, everybody. Let's look at Parks and Rec real quick, if you can. Because I know last time we had an appointment come before us that the Parks and Rec commissioners should actually be represented by districts, and they weren't. So I want to make sure that we're doing everything in excellence and quality of service to every capacity in the city. So that person that is looking for a reappointment, what district is they representing? They're representing
are
what?
you 5, correct? Ms. Butts? Six.
So let me just make sure that we're,
District 6.
let me just make sure we're clear. So as it relates to the Parks and Rec commissioners, each appointment should actually come from that person's district.
Correct.
So that the Parks and Rec is represented by the whole city.
Yep, and you
Correct.
have 2 mayoral
And I have 2
appointments.
mayoral
One
appointments.
has expired.
Okay, all right. Okay, all right then. So currently, right now, we know that Mrs. Butts,
Is in District 6, and there's someone who already is placed there in District 6. That would be.
oh, that was Councilwoman, former Councilwoman Mitchell.
Yes,
And that was Bernard Shaw's
yes,
appointment.
yes.
So in 4 now, that would be Councilman Chisholm's appointment.
Right.
You guys want to talk about that
But he
off?
has somebody, Luana Abney Mitchell, her term doesn't expire, well, expires in February 1920.
Can I speak to that?
Yeah, please, sir.
So I know in our,
Hold on, sir. Hold on. Order. Hold on.
so I know in our past meeting, me and Councilman Shaw has spoke after the meeting because he was talking to Ms. Butts about that appointment. And I know in a past meeting prior to that, we talked about conferring with one another when we appoint someone from our district, because we do have some commissions that are like that actively, where someone serves from a different district and to represent that particular district. So when I reviewed it afterwards, and I had spoke with Ms. Butts, because she had alerted me that Luana Abney Mitchell was already serving for District 4, even though me, her, and Councilman Shaw had already discussed it. I just was under the impression that it potentially could be a mayoral appointment, being that one of those had expired.
Okay. Let's see here. So hold on 1 second, Councilwoman Wiley.
Okay.
Councilman Williams.
I'll be making an appointment at next council meeting.
Is that what you wanted to say? I thought you was
Oh, you asked me.
No, I thought you was asking about the dates. You said, are they all up to date? You already got your question answered.
I got a vacancy there, so I was trying
Okay. All right, good. Then. I'm sorry, Councilwoman Wiley.
He put you through all of
Yeah,
that?
yes, ma'am. Go ahead. I'm listening. Go ahead. Yes, ma'am. It's good to laugh.
I was inquiring, as hard as it is for us to find these people
Yes.
to serve on these
Yes.
commissions, shouldn't we be a little more flexible?
Oh, no doubt.
In how, I mean, if somebody says, I want to serve, and they have the qualifications and the whatever, we can, I mean, what's the purpose of the districts anyway?
I have
Because
idea.
no one comes out of that district and says, I'm here to support whatever. Like, when I go out on the street, I said, I'm here for the city of Inkster,
Yeah.
not for District 3.
I totally
So
get it.
maybe we should be a little more flexible in that area. That's all I'm saying, that you, like Kim's got a vacant seat. How come she can't slide over in there?
I'm fine with it as long as per the ordinance,
Yes.
per the state requirement as it relates to the board, it makes sense. I'm fine with that. I think, again, the reason why I put a halt as it relates to the appointment is because Councilman Shaw had, said before that his appointment didn't happen, and he wanted to appoint someone. So I just want to make sure that we're clear on that. I'm for it all. I just want to make sure we're doing it right.
I thought we had made that very clear. If it's a vacancy that's another council person want to support in that district, they would ask that council person in that district if it's okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay?
That's
So
it.
I just want to make it clear because we're going back to the old,
No, we're not going
Conversation.
back. We're not going backwards.
I just don't want to go back to the old conversation because I feel like any appointments in my district I should know about.
Right, prior to the meeting.
Right.
For sure, I totally agree. Okay, then, well, let me say this. I've been waiting for you to do something anyway. So you're gonna be my appointment there. Is that fine? Will you accept that? All right, then, so let's, can I get a motion either way? Let's move forward for Mrs. Bucks. Been moved and supported. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, motion carries. Kim, did you have somebody, you said you had a vacancy?
No, I don't have a vacancy for 5, so I can.
It says 5.
No.
Go ahead.
Which one? Which one are you on?
Parks and Rec.
Oh, okay, I'm thinking you on, what am I? Parks and Recs Commission.
We can wait.
Okay.
Go ahead for what you had.
Okay, now, as far as the districts is concerned, TIFA, do they have to be by district because isn't it governed, the DDA or TIFA?
Yeah.
Has to be, we can't mix those up, right?
Right.
That was the whole purpose to have these people in their business.
Yeah, the Tax Increment Finance
Yeah.
Authority and the DDA are two separate entities.
Okay.
We're in the TIFA. We're in the TIFA district right now in the council chambers.
So can anyone outside of TIFA, outside of the TIFA district serve on, is what I'm asking?
I just like to have everything in writing, and if it's not in writing, I just refer to the attorney.
Okay,
So,
okay.
Jones, can you speak to that, please?
Well, I can't speak off the top of my dome. but research and
Okay.
find out whether or not someone from outside the district.
Okay. All right, good then. All right, good. Let's move along. Sir, Councilman Shaw.
Did we ever find out concerning about the tenure? I know we was in discussions about the tenure. Have we found out any more additional information concerning tenure?
Yes, sir, and it actually speaks into that email that was forwarded from the attorney as it relates to the DDA. So I'll make sure that I make a copy of that for you as well, and you can stop by and get it tomorrow, or we can make sure that you get the email. You print them off a copy tonight? I'll print you off a copy tonight, but we did address that. And it is a mayoral appointment. So it's actually the mayor's seat on the DDA.
No, I mean, because you have people that's tenured. Because Councilman Williams, Timothy Williams, was tenured, but his tenure is up. So how did that, I just want to.
Okay, we learning. We're gonna move it forward together. All right? All right, anything else on that? No? Okay, previous business? Ordinance, first reading, second reading, new business.
Consideration and approval of an offer to purchase one vacant residential lot, which is located on the north side of Notre Dame between Wellington Ave and Sylvia, as duly noted, in the amount of $500 to Joseph Moulton.
What's your pleasure? Been moved and supported. Been moved, any support, I'm sorry.
Support.
Been moved and supported, any discussion? Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Ayes have it, motion carries.
Item B is consideration and approval of an offer to purchase one residential garage attached to currently owned house, which is located on the east side of William Street between Andover Street and Pine Street, and is described as duly noted in the amount of $1 to Platinum Acquisitions.
Mayor,
Sir?
I would like to make a counter motion that we move the $1 and we charge them $250 first for that particular garage.
He's gonna count it.
So you're doing a counter offer? Is that what you're proposing, that we do a counter offer?
Counter offer of $250.
Okay, it's a motion on the floor, is there support?
Support.
It's been moved and supported, discussion. Let's just give a little background on that. Sharday Fleming, if you can just speak to what's happening now, so everyone understand what's going on, thank you.
Sure. So currently there's a property that's owned by Platinum Acquisitions, of which they purchased from the city a year ago. At the time of when that house foreclosed and it was sold to Platinum Acquisitions, the garage was not yet foreclosed upon, so it was privately owned. Since then, the garage has foreclosed. the city has accepted ownership of it. However, we can't sell it because one, it's not we could sell it, but it's not a buildable lot, so you can't build anything additional onto this property. It's also attached to the home that was previously sold.
Yes, sir.
Can I make a statement?
Councilman, please.
First of all, that garage is attached to the house. Okay, apparently, they didn't do a title search. If they did a title search, they would have knew that that part was not included into that house. But I don't see, given that realty, that garage for no dollar. Okay? I feel the garage is attached to the house. But, I mean, don't come here with a ridiculous, after you have found out that the house belongs to the city. The garage belongs to the city, not with the house, okay? But the thing about it is, for you to sit there and if you go look at the garage and you talking about charging them $1 for it, it's ridiculous, okay? It's ridiculous. They don't want to buy it for $1. I'm pretty sure anybody in this community will buy that garage for $1. So I'm saying this: if it's part of the house, and I don't know how they end up buying it like that, but however. I figure just like this. The garage is worth more than that, if you look at it. We charge $250 for an empty lot. And that's a garage on it, needs about maybe minor repairs, and you're gonna give it to them for $1?
Sir, you made a motion, I think.
Yeah, we gotta go now. You act like we ain't made a motion.
Yeah, no, we got you. No, you're right. No doubt. I'm just saying. No, we're fine. We don't have no problem with that. I understand. The motion, it's been moved. This is a great meeting. All right, it's been moved and supported. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right.
Do we need a roll call on this? I mean, do we need a roll call? I'd say, didn't anybody say anything?
Any nays?
Okay, all right then. Motion carries. Let's move right along. All right.
Item C is consideration and approval to renew the Conica Minolta copier agreements.
Support.
Question, Mr. Chair.
Phineas Cody, our technology wizard. Step forward, sir. That's the Wizard of Oz, everybody. So you know, he's the guy behind the curtain.
I wish. Good evening, Council.
Right. He's supposed to be.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, colleagues.
Hold on one second. Question, sir.
I just wanted to know that, did we go out for any RFPs? I know that previously we used to go out for RFPs.
Speaking to the mic.
We used to go out for RFPs concerning any other contracts or, especially a contract this size of 5 years. So I don't know if we looked into that. I know it was a part of what we did before to see what else was out there. So we should have at least 3, 4, 5 other bids.
Go speak to the, you want to speak to that treasurer why we didn't do that?
So we did not put out an actual bid or an RFP on this. We've been engaged with Conica Minolta for several years, predates my tenure as well as Mr. Cody's tenure.
So this is an extension of the contract?
We're essentially extending the contract, swapping in new equipment, putting some new things in place. We did have some preliminary discussions. Essentially, the contracts are coming to an end, and it would require a pretty significant use of time and resources to actually get some additional formal bids. And I don't think we're really confident that it would yield any kind of positive results for the city in delaying this. There's some cost savings that are available with the new agreement with Conica Minolta. We thought it made sense to bring this to council in the way that we're presenting it this evening. I'll let Mr. Cody kind of weigh in more technically.
Yeah.
Mr. Chair, I understand that, but what I'm saying is that it was prior to that the council used to go out, when contracts are expired, council will go out and ask for RFPs. So my thing is, no matter how constrained it is, this was a policy of the council before. So I don't know if this new council is aware of that type of policy or past council? Can you speak to it?
So it's
Did
not,
you go out?
it's not a council policy. The city has a purchasing policy.
Purchasing policy.
That the administration follows, and we've been following that, for quite some time. The policy allows for certain exceptions, and that's why we're here this evening. I'll let Mr. Cody speak to the specifics in terms of the technical requirements. But, there's a proposal that's being brought here, and we firmly believe it's consistent with the city's purchasing policy. Myself, and I know I can speak for Mr. Cody, we're trying to secure the best possible equipment while being fiduciaries, exercising our fiduciary responsibility and spending the city's money wisely. So that's why the proposal was here.
And I understand that. When we talk about spending the city's monies wisely, we don't know what else is out there to be able to spend the monies wisely. So that's my comment.
All right. Go ahead, Mr. Cody.
To that, currently we're spending $5,241.65 with our current fleet of printers. They're failing at this time. The contract ends in about 3 more weeks, and it kind of puts us at risk of not being able to have functioning equipment. Working with Konica Minolta, we started a couple months ago doing a cost analysis of our fleet and just trying to come up with a way to not just renew a contract, but to implement cost-saving technologies, where we came up with replace every printer fleet throughout the city for $4,300 with a cost savings of $53,000 over the life of the contract. Konica Minolta had also agreed to give us a $5,000 rebate. To that, we would spend significant effort, leaving us without a service contract, without being able to print in certain functions if we go out to get other bids and so on and so forth. I do understand.
How long have we been with this company?
How long
How long have we been with this
Inkster?
particular company that we're talking about now?
How long we've been? I've only been here 18 months.
No.
I don't know how long we've been with Konica Minolta.
We've been with them 5 years already? Oh, we've been with them 5 years already.
Correct.
So we're just extending the contract.
We're just extending the contract, getting new equipment for a cheaper price. They're also giving us a rebate behind that. They also offering some of their other features to aid us in back filing or digitizing old maps and records, just to see if that's a service that we could use. Pretty much. Some of the colleagues and staff members here know the technical challenges that we're having with our fleet as it is today. It's just a sense of urgency to get them replaced, especially with the type of savings that we're looking at.
Okay. Any other questions from this body? Any other comments to what Councilman Shaw said? All right. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Ayes have it, motion carries. Thank you, sir. All right.
Item D is the consideration and approval of the 2020 application and income guidelines for the hardship exemption with the Board of Review.
So move, Mr. Chair.
Been moved and supported. Any discussion?
Yes.
Councilwoman Watley, microphone, please.
Okay, I was wondering if this was we received a call from Sharday regarding us.
No, this is not it.
That's not the thing?
No,
Okay, good.
no.
Then we can move ahead.
Not at all.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. No, I'm going to make sure we do some more talking before.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
definitely.
Yes, ma'am. That answer her question?
Yeah, I think you said it also.
Yes, sir. Any other questions? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Ayes have it, motion carries. All right, this brings us to public participation. Barbara Cooper is going to come and start us off and show us how it's done. 3 minutes, please. We're moving right along. All right. There you are.
Oh, okay.
Good evening, Mayor and Council.
Good evening.
I would like to say thank you to everyone who came to the press conference, Legina Washington, Councilman Chisholm, Councilman Williams, and our mayor sent his representative, Sister Jennifer, and I just want to thank you all. Our family was quite happy with the press release, and I will send you a copy of the press release. And I'm just thankful that everyone is getting involved, including the Inkster Ministerial Alliance, to see if we can get some answers from the Michigan State Police. Secondly, I want to say thank you to everyone who helped the Inkster Goodfellows, and Councilman Shaw and Councilman Watley are the only two that I have not spoken with, and I don't think I spoke with Ms. Howard either. We are doing our dinner tomorrow, our appreciation dinner. It starts at 5:30, and we would like to have you all there because we appreciate everything that you did for the Inkster Goodfellows. And those that are in the community that helped us out, please come at 5:30, the recreational complex. We'd like to say thank you.
Thank you. Yvette Hardy?
Hello, Mayor and Council. Good
Hi.
evening.
Good evening.
I just want to ask a question. What is the status of the report that Plant Moran had talked about that was needed to be turned in? And also, it's a two-part question. Was it turned in timely? And do you all know when you're going to get the information back as to speak to if what you turned in on that report, that audit, was it enough information so that the city can move forward?
Well, the treasurer stepped out. No, but it is definitely a question for him. But I can say this, that I am in constant contact with Plant Moran.
Okay.
And not stepping over the treasurer in his respective role. He's been very responsive for the things that I've been asking him to do as it relates to the reports that were brought up at council meeting, meetings ago. So we're right on track for the report as it relates to the audit to be presented to this body within 10 days. And then at the end of in 10 days, actually, because I just talked to him the day before I came. And then at the end of this month, well, actually February, it'll be presented to the general public. So we were delayed, but we're on track. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Octavia Smith. It's my health coach right there. We're doing yoga at City Hall or something. What are we doing?
Good evening, Mayor, Council, and Inkster residents. I was just shocked. I'm never like the first, close to the front to, okay, so I wasn't even ready.
All right.
But anyway, good evening again, everyone. And just to bring you greetings always from Western Wayne Family Health Center. We are located at 2700 Hamlin Boulevard, right directly behind our post office in the old FIA building that some of you may be aware of. But we do offer, we are integrated health care, so we have everything there, dental, pediatrics, senior care, diabetes care, mental health, behavioral health. So we have everything in one location. And we are recently just opening up a new location, 4700 Michigan Avenue in Schaefer. So you all are welcome, to get your health care, at home instead of going out elsewhere. But my thing is just to always invite you all to our yoga Monday nights, 6 to 7 p.m., free of charge. Zumba on Wednesday nights, and it's alternated with a 3-mile indoor walk. So 1 week is Zumba, 1 week is a 3-mile indoor walk, and that's 6 to 7 p.m. as well. I hope to see you guys one of these days. Coming from the task force, we will be having and celebrating our 5th annual Winter Blast this Saturday at Inkster Rec. It is a free event. Just go to eventbrite.com and register and come out and have fun with us. We partner with the Inkster Police Department and with the Inkster Fire Department. They come out talk to the children, play games with the children, and, get some prizes and just have a lot of fun. So we want to invite everyone to come out. Just go to eventbrite.com and register. Do I have any questions tonight?
Yes. Councilwoman Pro Tem?
Yes, ma'am.
The new opening, is it on Schaefer Middle in Michigan Avenue?
Yes, it is.
Okay, because one of those buildings used to be, what, Midwest Health Clinic?
Yep, right on the
Okay.
corner, the big building that sits directly
Okay,
in the
'cause
corner.
it was a ER, it was ER on one
Yep.
side, and then they closed it. Okay, so that's a great facility.
Yeah.
Old Montgomery Wards, actually.
Right.
Yep,
Congratulations.
no problem.
Right along. Plant a seed and it develops.
Thank you for listening. Thanks, audience. Any questions? We hope to see y'all
I
too.
think six.
Thank you.
Calvin Hayes? Calvin Hayes?
I turned it down.
Yes, sir, Calvin Hayes. Always like to give honor to the Creator first, and to the mayor and the council, and to our community. I just wanted to come tonight just to take a couple minutes just to give an update about the Inkster Family Skating Center. Y'all know that's the Safari, is that right? Y'all know about the Safari, right? All right. Well, I get so many calls asking me what is the status of the skating.
Speaking to the mic, sir.
Okay. I was just making mention, I get so many calls asking what is the current status of the Inkster Family Skating Center. And as you all can know and can see, we're working on it. And as God's willing, we're looking to open it up. I believe we're scheduled about mid-March. We're looking to open up the facility. And again, I'm so excited about it. But Mayor and Council, I did want to just bring a couple things to your attention. Of the last couple of weeks or so, as we've been working, preparing for our opening, hopefully in mid-March, we have been getting stickers put on our facility from code enforcement. And so that's a great concern. We initially started this process several years ago. And at that particular time, actually, the last administration, Mr. Byron Nolan, who was actually our attorney that was actually leading us through that process to getting the skating rink open. And one of the issues that was brought to our attention was supposedly the skating rink needed a fire suppression system. And we went on for about 2.5 years arguing over this situation where we know through our research there's no other skating rink in the state of Michigan that actually has one. But that wasn't actually good enough. So we actually had the contract with the state fire marshal, state fire marshal, and he came down, we had a meeting, and at that particular meeting, he explained that that was not necessary whatsoever, and since then, that was taken off the agenda, and just to let the community know, that was one of the holdups that have stopped us from opening because, again, we were told that the facility needed a fire suppression system, which was somewhere in the neighborhood of $250,000, which at that particular time, after going around and around with the city, we were willing to do until we actually hired a water sprinkler company to come out and do the pressure test on the city's water. That's another conversation for another time. But my question here to this administration, as we're preparing to open up, in mid-March, God's willing. And I speak to you directly, Councilman Williams, because the skating rink is in your district, as well as to you, Mr. Mayor. Are we going to have any hang-ups in terms of us moving forward to open up this facility that's definitely needed by our community?
Before anyone on council or the mayor responds, I would just like to advise council, as you know, there's active litigation between Mr. Hughes? What's your last name? Mr. Hayes' business is, I don't know your affiliation with skating rink and the people who own it, but there is an active litigation matter, and I would just caution the members of council and the administration from saying anything that could negatively impact the active litigation. So I don't want you all to make any statements or assertions with regard to the questions he's asking.
We respect understanding that we are the city, and we know that we are in litigation with the Malcolm Shabazz group at this point in time.
Yes, sir.
So we will be responding through our attorneys.
Thank you very much, and hopefully we can move this situation to something that can be settled and resolved. Thank you.
Thank you. Harold Beecher, Senior. That's that. Hey, Harold.
Oh, Mr.
How you
Beecher.
doing?
All the way to the top.
Yeah, no doubt. You take your time, young man.
Hello, my name is Harold Beecham. I'd like to thank the city council, mayor. I voted for all y'all. City of Inkster, all the people out there. It's my neighborhood. Hope you do a good job, no matter what I say. But listen, I got a problem over here. I live on 26201 Dunning. And I bought the house, cash money, 2015. When I bought the house, it needed a lot of work. The reason why I bought the house, had a good roof then, not as bad roof, had a good foundation, you know what I'm saying, and the price, the area, my safe forth there. But every time it storms, the water come all the way up to my front porch. And by coming all the way up to my front porch, I mean come from the sewer system of my house all the way up to the third step of my basement. The first time it happened, when being the first time homeowner, you know what I'm saying, I just corrected everything that is damaged, took out the wooden walls and everything in the basement, and put a new furnace, new hot water tank, and had to wash and dry it in, but I had some other stuff down there. I threw away. You know what I'm saying, took a knock on the head. Second time it happened, FEMA came through, they gave me some money, you know what I'm saying? And I forgot about the sub pump. The sub blows the sub pump out too. Second time FEMA came through, they gave me some money. I bought a new furnace, new hot water tank, put some basement glass in there, new cute little crystal thing, modern house, turn modern, make it look good, like a castle. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? It stormed again. You know what I'm saying? Now I waited throughout the whole summer before I put new furnace in. Well, I attempted to put new furnace in. DHS put new furnace in like 3 months ago. And it stormed this Saturday. And the same thing happened. The water came to my front porch, coming out of my backyard like a river, like a downfall. In the basement, it came up to my third step. I lost everything in my house, in my basement. I had too much because I ended up putting up too much back down there because 2 periods time, it been flooding. You know what I'm saying? I lost the furnace. It just got fixed 2 days ago. You know what I'm saying? Hot water tank, put the hot water tank in like 4 days ago. You know what I'm saying? The wash dry, brand new. You know what I'm saying? It's destroyed one of the things we be proud of, they be proud of, and, you know, all the things, the side effect, the bells and whistles. You know what I'm saying? But every time I talk to somebody, we getting to the point now, but every time I talk to somebody, they say, well, we can't do nothing for you. You know what I'm saying? Then one guy told me I should have a sub pump down there. I did have a sub pump. The sub pump still down there. But the water came up so fast, it overrode the sub pump. When the water's at the second step, you see the bubbles going out the sub pump. And they're coming out of there because the water overrides the sub pump. Remember now, I said come to the front porch outside. Come down from the back, you know what I'm saying, like a water slide.
So let me say this, Mr. Beecher.
Yes.
Just for the sake of time, we do have your complaint, and you put it in writing. And
Yes.
it's definitely detailed based off what you said.
Correct.
I'm gonna talk with our DPS director.
I went there already. He gave me the piece of paper, go to Red Cross.
You're bringing it to our attention now, so let me follow
But he
back
should
up.
know. I told him before I left office that I had nobody living in the
Well,
basement.
let me say this, the last instance as it relates to the storm that just came through was an act of God. It truly was.
So,
Other
so-
communities were affected, and we know that we have some things that we need to adjust as it relates to our infrastructure.
I understand it.
But let me say this, because of the sake of time, right
Okay.
now, you only have 3 minutes
Okay,
to
okay.
speak, and you went above that.
Okay.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna follow up with the DPS director,
Okay.
and I'm gonna reach back out to you, and then we can sit and we can make some time to talk or come by the house, or you can come back to City Hall.
Okay,
Okay?
okay,
Well, I'll
cool.
make sure that I do that for you within the next day or so.
All right.
Okay?
All right, thank you.
All right, sir. Have a good night. Thank you. Let's go, City Clerk. Be careful, sir. All right. Go ahead.
I just wanted to let the residents know that we have an upcoming March 10th primary presidential election. And so we have mailed out the AV applications that you should be receiving in the mail if you haven't done so already. But I'm going to ask that you kind of pay particular attention to this AV application if you're an absentee voter. You need to complete items 1 through 4. You need to complete those. So you have to check if you want a ballot for March and November, or just March, or just November. You have to check what type of ballot that you want. So you have to pay particular attention to this. I mailed back about 10 applications today where people didn't complete what type of ballot that they want. So you have to pay particular attention to this. I'm also going to do a PSA regarding this, just so we can get a close-up of the AV application. Please complete items 1 through 4 if you're an absentee voter. Once again, the primary will be March 10th. We'll be receiving the ballots on Fridays for AV voters. Thank you.
All right. Councilman Sherrod from E-Course just walked in. How you doing, Councilman? All right. Good seeing you too, sir. Treasurer? You have anything? All right. Let's start to, am I right? Councilwoman Washington?
Hello, everybody. I want to invite everyone out to the Black History Celebration. Middle Park Manor District 2's Block Club is having a Black History Celebration at Booker T. Dozier Center on February 22nd from 5 to 8 p.m. Tickets are $10. You can see Gabe Henderson, or you can call him at 734-729-5339. Also want to bring some information from Voters Not Politicians. They actually came out to the NAACP meeting that we just had, and I wanted to just give this information for anyone that's looking for a job or anyone that knows someone else that's looking for this opportunity. But the Michigan Secretary of State Office is taking applications for people who want to serve on the redistricting commission. A ballot proposal was established to create an independent redistricting commission, which redraws the state and federal congressional lines. They're looking for 13 random selected people, 4 people being Democratic, 4 other people being Republican, and 5 independents. Each commissioner receives a compensation of $40,000 salary. And by November the 1st, 2021, the commission must adopt finalized and fair election district maps, which would become law in December 31st, 2021. So if you would like to apply, that address, is http or www.redistricting.application.sos.mi.us/home. I'll say it again. www.redistrictingapplication. I'm sorry.
We're working on that. Yeah, we're working on that.
I'm gonna try to
We didn't know
okay.
she was gonna be this www.
I'm sorry.
Do you think?
Redistricting application .sos.state.mi.us. I'm thinking I'm saying this as slow as possible. I'm sorry.
Yes.
We're gonna put it on the website, TV for you. We got you. We're gonna put it on.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it on Facebook. I'm gonna put this, or I'm gonna make sure that I give it to the city clerk, so we can put that information out. But I just want to give you guys that information for any job opportunities or who those would like to be involved with this commission. Yep, that'll be all.
And this would list qualifications?
Yes, on the state website, they'll have the guidelines and whatever that you need to do to be, yep.
No, we're gonna skip. Yeah, we're gonna. You can see her after the meeting.
Yep, I'll give anybody who needs that information. I'll have that link for you.
We're doing good. Let's see where we're at now. Councilman Chisholm.
Good evening. I just wanted to piggyback on Sister Barbara Cooper when she spoke of the press conference that we attended the other day for Anthony Nick Jones. If you would like to view it from the comfort of your home, you can go to youtube.com, and if you actually type in Anthony Nick Jones Crime Stoppers, it will come up. It was just posted, I believe, about a week or so ago. And it's the full 5-minute clip, and you really hear the sentimental testimonies and whatnot, excuse me, due to this heinous crime. And then also, I would just encourage everyone to attend the coffee hours that Commissioner Anderson spoke of. A lot of times we talk about those different funds and things like that our city lacks and that we don't have, but we're never there to voice our concerns or get the information that he has to pass along unless he comes to a meeting or unless he passes it to us and we sit here and then we disseminate it out to those who are present or watching from home. And then, Mayor and Council, we received, since we've been here, 2 email updates from Curtisine Barge, the chairperson of our census committee, and regarding her work and progression on those matters. So she had sent us a text message, too, just alerting us that she had sent them. She was unable to be here tonight. So I just want to encourage everyone to make sure you be counted and just for Mayor and Council to review those so you can get the information out to your constituents as well. Also, tomorrow, January 22nd, 2020, at the Recreation Complex, there will be a job fair from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. The job fair is for the census, and the rates start at $16 an hour, and they go up from there. So if anybody is interested, make sure that you are at the rec center or that you direct persons to the rec center tomorrow at 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. I don't have any further information than that, so don't ask me after the meeting for further information on it because I'm just passing it along. And finally, a House resolution was passed, 0209, or I believe it's in one more stage, I'm sorry. But it's a resolution to declare January 2020 as Human Trafficking Awareness Month in the state of Michigan. One of Inkster's own, James Skrill Eberhardt, was recognized at the state level for his actions involving human trafficking. He is a part of New Era Detroit and moving forward with that organization. 3 initiatives they are active with are Safe Zone, Detroit Initiative, and Devin Allen's Self-Defense Class, and the Whistle System. And through the chair, if it's okay if we have Mr. Eberhardt stand up, that way after the meeting, if you are interested in human trafficking, you can see Mr. Eberhardt. Thank you, Mr. Chair, and that's all I have.
Yes, sir. I'd just like to add to that James is actually currently working with AC Ratliff to bring some of those programs here to Inkster. So we're just going to wrap it all the way around. Sounds good. Councilwoman Wiley?
Yes, Mayor. I would like to once again remind the citizens of Inkster that District 3 will be having their advisory board meeting on January 28th at 6 p.m. That will be at the Western Wayne Family Health Center, 2700 Hamlin Drive. This is where you can discuss on a smaller scale the issues that concern you within the community. We have asked the clerk to attend to give you that information again about voting. And we will have several other people there who will advise you. We're looking to have Curtisine Barge advise you, reference the census. So these are all items that concern you as a community, and you have to be involved in order to make a difference with this stuff. So once again, that's January 28th at 6 p.m. at Western Wayne Family Health Center, 2700 Hamlin Drive. Did I say 6 p.m.? Well, it's 6 p.m., okay? So that would be it for me.
Awesome. Thank you, Councilwoman. Mayor Pro Tem?
Nothing at this time.
All right. Councilman Shaw? Councilman Williams?
Yes, sir. First of all, I'd like to commend,
Speaking to the mic, please, sir. Thank you.
First of all, I'd like to commend the DP director for a job well done on removal of snow. I mean, we really had a good time. I mean, I had to really be out there in there on Sunday. I bypassed for a minute the mayor, and we were out there trying to help people, and a lot of the dedication that the young people were out there trying to help. Because, you know, in my district, I have a lot of senior citizens in the 80s and the 90s, and they got out and they tried to remove the snow. But one thing I want to say, Mr. Bivens, I'm going to send you the pictures. One incident that we found that I want to share with you, okay? Your men who were driving the truck, they were doing a beautiful job, except always one. Came back down there after the young guys had moved all the snow off the people's building. He come down there running so fast, and he threw all that snow, like all on the sidewalk. I got pictures, I'm gonna show you. And like I said, it's just one, but overall, we did an awesome job in trying to move right up the ice and stuff that we had. So I just wanted to also mention that, commend you for a job well done. Okay, also, he mentioned to me, we're trying to find places now where we're going to put the 25 miles an hour stop signs, 25 miles signs going down Carlisle. So we're working on that. Okay. I just want to make, and also I want to thank everybody who came out to the Dr. Martin Luther King program, Gospel Tribute that Saturday night. It was a beautiful affair. Pack house, I mean, I was shocked. People just didn't, the weather wasn't just going to stop them. You know, so I just like to thank everyone who sponsored and came out to that program. Awesome affair. Other than that, another thing, Mr. Mayor, we're going to have to meet. I don't know. I need to meet. I think you said the chief of police is the one over the code.
Code enforcement officer? Yes, sir. We
need to meet with the chief. Concerns that I have in my district.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know, and from that point, I guess I'll share with you, because one of the things that we need to find out whose responsibility it is. They're trashing out houses, put out.
Yep, I am aware of that.
And they're leaving this stuff thrown all over my district. Okay, and they say the fault is the builder. So I don't know if we need to meet with the court. Yep. Find out exactly what we need to do, but we got to come up with a remedy for that. I know they have to let it stay out there 24 hours, but not a week. Not no 5 or 6 weeks or 7 days staying out in that area.
Well, we do have an ordinance on the books as it relates to when the set out is done. We should actually have a dumpster there for the stuff to go into. So we just need to work with code enforcement, work with, like you said, as it relates to the court officer to make sure that we're all on the same page when evictions are being issued.
Can you set that up?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm on top of it.
Appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
And I think that's all I have.
All right, good. For the sake of time, I think everything has been said. If all minds are clear and satisfied, motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn, Mr. Chair.
Support.
Been moved and supported. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right.
Mr. Mayor.
Ma'am?